Hey there guys, it's Joel here from Aussie Chart Trends. Today's market update is for Tuesday the 29th of January 2013. Guys, I just want to say a really big thank you to those who have subscribed to the Aussie Chart Trends website. I do really appreciate it. Even though that the launch is on the 4th of February, the response so far has been great. So I just want to say a big thank you to those people. You know who you are. Okay, let's take a look at the Smp500, but before we do that, I've just got to remind you that asx200.com.au and this video are for educational purposes only. Nothing stated at the site or in this video is intended to be used as any form of investment advice. I'm not a licensed professional. You need to make your own decisions regarding your investments. I'm just here to help anyone searching for a practical direction in today's markets. Okay, looking on the hourly chart here of the Smp500, we have been eyeing off this bottom support line and waiting to see if it'll break. Now you can see on Friday's trade we closed just below it. I wouldn't call that a confirmed break yet. I'd like to see the price go a little bit lower. It looks as if that the S&P just found a little area there of support at the end of the trading day. But overall guys, we do still have that target around that 1520, 1530 area as a minimum expected move from our inverted head and shoulders pattern. But this red line here, you'll notice that I've changed it from yellow to red, and I've added in this top support line. In fact, if I just zoom the chart out, you'll see it clearly there. I've snapped it over the peak here that we had when we first had that huge move up in the market with the fiscal cliff business, and we've proceeded to go up between these two red lines. So even if we do break this level of support here, we would expect that would have an area of support there in the 1490s, and that would probably hold the S&P 500 up until we get up to that target. But overall, the S&P 500 is looking quite healthy in the short term. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps up the S&P. Let's take a look at the asx200. Well, taking a look here at the hourly chart of the asx200, what do you know? Today we met that minimum expected target of around that 4,885 area that we were looking at. Now, when we reached those levels today, we resisted off, and we've just hung around that area now. So guys, it's quite amazing that this pattern was able to produce that minimum expected move. Now, the thing that I do find quite amazing about this pattern is that this line here that we've got drawn on the chart, if we extend the chart out like what we did in the weekly review, we were expecting that would probably most likely tag up on this area. Now in today's trade we did that, and we've just hovered above this line. So you'd think that this line would serve as strong resistance. If we quickly take a look on the daily chart, there you have it. Here's that pink line that we've had drawn on the chart, and we've been talking about a tag up on this top line. Now guys, today we pierced through this area, and that is a real sign of strength. But the question remains, will we stay over this area as an area of support now? So in the coming days, we'll just have to keep our eye on the asx200, because we are definitely at levels now where you'd think that we're overextended. Looking since the lows that we had there in May and June, we have just rallied up and then continued to rally up after a very small head and shoulders top that we had here. But overall guys, the asx200 is on fire at the moment, and there's no stopping this market. But one day we will see the markets come down with a bit of weakness, and I think that when we do see an eventual top in the S&P 500, that will be an indication for us that we may bust out of this long-term uptrend line. But for now guys, the mission's been accomplished. We've been looking at this inverted head and shoulders pattern now for a couple of weeks. And now that we've seen that breakout and that minimum expected target met today, well, we don't really have anything to work off. The only thing we do have to work off is this support line here, which I would say may not put up that much level of support. And we have this rising level of support here on this yellow line. So let's just keep our eye on the asx200 in the coming days and see if this yellow line here will hold the markets up. The only other potential thing that we may be doing is creating a rising channel defined by this top line, and we may have just got over a little extended in today's trade. Once again, I just want to say thank you to those people that have subscribed to the site. If you're not a subscriber, guys, think about it. It's $199 a year, and you'll get over 200 daily updates on the website in the members section. So it's value for money, and I think it's worth considering. Alright guys, I'll be back tomorrow with another free daily market update.